The fuck is up, gamers? Your boy The Goods, and we are back for episode number 48. God damn, with the great Ace Attorney Let's Play. In the last episode, we made some progress on the case, and we discovered there's something in this box.
So this is the article in question, is it? The small box reported with the pawnbroker by Mr. McGilded 2 months ago.
And on the night of Mr. Windibank's murder, the only item on the shelves that was touched by whoever broke into the shop.
Quick, let's open it and see what's inside.
I'm tired as fuck. I did a little bit of training. You know what I mean? It's a little bit of...
Good gracious! This is no ordinary box, it seems.
Just hitting my fucking punching bag like crazy. Whew. Tired. Wow, although in truth, I had an inkling that might be the case. It would appear the box houses a miniature music box movement.
Then, is it too much to expect?
I think it would be reasonable to assume it's a device for the playback of this disc, my lord. What?
So here we have the means to play back Mr. McGilded's disc, deposited at Windibank's at much the same time.
Not strictly correct, my lord. It was not Mr. McGilded's disc. It was the disc of the victim in the omnibus.
But why, for heaven's sake? Are we to understand the brickmaker was trying to sell his music box disc to Mr. McGilded?
I believe the answer will become clear if we listen to the music on the disc, my lord.
Yes, very well. Let the court now listen to this curious disc at last.
Who's that? Howdy! Wait, my lord.
Good grief, what's the meaning of this, Inspector?
That music box and the disc were they unrelated to the case. Now they just spoiled the somber atmosphere in the courtroom with some shitty bit of music. Objection. This disc may very well have motivated the culprit in this case to commit the murder. Clearly, there's every chance it's fundamentally important to understanding what happened. The prosecution has no objection. But no, that piece of evidence police property now, you can't... Clearly, Scotland Yard has some vested interest here, but it is policy of this prosecutor to leave no avenues unexplored, and you, Inspector, having no jurisdiction here to prevent that from happening.
No further delays, please. Play the disc.
What is it? What's on the disc? I have no idea. They couldn't take the paper off?
What on earth? That's certainly not what I would call music.
No. It's just the same note playing over and over again in a regular sequence.
Mr. Graydon?
This is really priceless. Oh, shimmy, shimmy. After all that, the music box is broken.
Broken? It can't be, can it?
Well, obviously. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if the officer sent to fetch it and drop it on the way back to the courtroom.
Well, with much regret, I feel the court must accept that this music box offers little in the way of clues. Are you ready to move on, counsel?
Come on. Yeah, alright, it does sound as though it's been completely broken, but is it? Could this music emanating from the music box possibly be a new clue? Could be. Could be a clue. You never know! I believe it could be relevant, my lord.
Good lord! But how could it be? It's an abomination, counsel, mere noise. I fail to see how it could have any meaning whatsoever.
It does sound strange, I agree, but there's one thing bothering me. While Graydon stands there chortling victoriously, the inspector beside him has a rather telling expression on his face. It's as if Gregson recognizes the sound, as if he's familiar with it somehow. And that's making him appear extremely on edge. If that's the stance of the defense, my Nipponese friend, answer me this. Oh. Just what relevance do you propose this woeful chiming has on this case? It's the defense's belief that the sound emanating from this music box is not supposed to be music. Just because this is a music box doesn't necessarily mean the sounds we're hearing are music. Look at that. The smile vanished from Graydon's lips as soon as I said it. I'm on the right lines here. I must be.
Making deductions based on how people react to what you say. You're acting just like Andy,
Objection. The sounds we're hearing aren't necessarily music. Well, now that you've told us what they're not, I'm sure the court would like to hear what they are. Do enlighten us, my Nipponese friend. Okay, hold on. It's telling me to examine today's paper, which I'm pretty sure I already did. Yeah, we already did that. Yeah, we already did that. Well, surely you have an idea in mind, because if not, it will be the death of your ill-formed argument.
Exactly. The music box is clearly broken. Refusing to accept that fact is pure foolishness.
They've got me. I don't know what the answer is yet.
Reno, I've just examined the music box very thoroughly, and I'm fairly certain it's not broken at all.
Oh, really?
Really, the way it's been made, it can only produce a single note anyway.
Thank you, Iris. Alright, well, if the music boxes are broken, it must be the sound it's producing have some significance that isn't musical. Ah! Could it be? Is that what these sounds are? I have no idea, bro.
Something's just struck me, Reno. I feel like recently, in the past few hours even, I've heard another sound very much like this one the music box makes.
Yeah, it's a familiar sound. Actually, Iris, I was just thinking exactly the same thing. I gotta adjust my waistband.
I'm going to have to press the defense for an answer. If your assertion is that the sound produced by this music box is not in fact music at all, then what the devil is it, counsel?
All the evidence we've seen so far, all the testimony we've heard, it's all pointing to one single answer now. The prosecution demands that my learned Nipponese friend presents proof now. Tangible proof of this latest wild speculation. Alright then. It's gonna be the best chance I'm gonna get to fight back in this trial. If I'm right, it's going to join all the dots together. The evidence that explains the true nature of the sounds in this music box is today's paper! Take that!
Today's paper, counsel. The headline is Pawnbroker Perishes in Pit Purse Plunder. Hardly supportive of your cause.
No, my lord. I was hoping you'd look a little further down the page.
Further down? Ministry Mole, classified secrets may have been leaked overseas from Ministry of Justice. Yes, this is a very serious matter being investigated at the highest level, I understand.
I've heard that international transmissions along supposedly secure lines are somehow being intercepted and leaked to various other countries. And presumably those transmissions are in the form of wired telegrams? Of course. Juror number 5, your input, please.
Stop. Mesa, whatever is the matter?
You told the court before you worked at the same communication station as Mr. Graydon, did you not?
Yes, that's correct.
And the particular station where you work deals with government communications and newspaper reports.
Oh, yes, we're not your run-of-the-mill communication station at all. Our work is extremely important.
Then tell me, is this not a very familiar sound?
You don't mean to say, is it?
That's right, madam. It bears more than a passing resemblance to the sound made by your telegraph machine as you tap it. I believe it's called Morse code.
But I don't believe it!
Now correct me if I'm wrong, but when it comes to leaking telegrams from government departments, there could be nobody more perfectly placed than a highly skilled communications officer. Are you suggesting that the music box disc contains stolen government secrets in Morse code? No fucking way. I didn't even consider that.
Order! Please, everyone, order! But this is high treason, counsel, deserving of capital punishment.
Too much new vocabulary. This is treason, and that is capital punishment.
Sorts of words I'd have expected you to know.
For our sovereign governments, confidential information, hostility would surely pay almost any price.
Yeah, and on that night 2 months ago, that was the very negotiation that was taking place inside the omnibus. But in the end, McGilded perished, and the all-important disc lay unclaimed in the pawnbrokery.
My word!
In which case, whoever stole that information in the first place must surely have been beside himself with worry, because the disc would be discovered before it found its way out of the country.
It would reveal an act of high treason punishable by death!
So the culprit had no choice but to retrieve it, and in order to do that, he would have to gain entry to the pawnbrokery illegally in the middle of the night. Because the article left behind by Mr. McGilded would incriminate him too much if it got into the wrong hands. Isn't that right, Mr. Graydon? I'm with my fucking fan.
You think I've been stealing government secrets? Preposterous. Absolutely preposterous.
So, in response to the defense's accusation, you claim complete innocence, do you?
Well, of course I do. I've had to stand here in silence while that pretentious foreign lawyer has been prattling away.
Objection. Then by all means, counter the charges, sir. The prosecution demands the witness testifies. In response to the accusations brought by the defense.
Delighted, I'm sure.
The witness is reminded that crime under scrutiny in this trial is the murder of the pawnbroker, Mr. Winterbank. That being a most litigious offence for which the law of this land sanctions a capital punishment. But the heinous act of high treason is no less a serious crime. I urge you to bear that in mind as you testify, Mr. Graydon. So then, let us proceed.
You may hold on. Who is that?
Howdy! You gotta let us have a rap in the park here, Governor. We've got things to say. I beg your pardon, who do you think you are? Name's Ash Skulkin. Occupation is professional buddy. Name's Rico Skulkin, but we ain't buddies enough to sell out to Motherland. That's right, where would they call? The Three Skulkin Brothers.
Bad timing, fellas. Very bad timing. You're cooked. Alright. We're gonna press statement 1 when we get to it, but here we go.
A mere communications officer couldn't possibly steal a confidential government information. Besides, the sounds produced by that music box aren't even Morse code. It was some low-class brickmaker negotiating with McGilded anyway, was it not? I've no relation to the man.
Look, all we done is break into the car the other night like he told us what to do. If we'd known there was dodgy government secrets involved, we wouldn't have touched it.
What?
Mr. and Mr. Skulkin? What, Mr. the Governor, what's up? Do I take it that you now admit to the crime, that at the night in question you did indeed gain entry to the premises illegally? And moreover, you did so as a party of 3 in collaboration with Mr. Graydon here? We did, Gov, we did! Quiet down, please. What say you to that, Mr. Graydon?
I have no idea what these two ruffians are referring to.
You little raw! You just mixed up in all this monkey business. You never said nothing about no government secrets. It was supposed to be a straight-up job. And what about the geezer who shop it was, eh? Well, poor bloke didn't have to die, did he?
Ugh!
Nice to know who your friends are.
Whatever these men say, I deny the accusations.
Indeed. Well, I certainly wasn't expecting this little music box to become so significant in the proceedings. However, as it has, I will admit it into the court record as evidence.
Well, shit. Oh, he's not even going to announce it. We just got to cross-examine right now. I guess we know the deal by now. So I pressed statement 1, said, hold the fuck on. So is this newspaper headline accurate? Government communications are being intercepted.
How can I possibly know?
What do you mean by that?
Any important government telecommunications are handled by a high-level officers, by specialists. general members of staff in the station where I work would never be entrusted with sensitive information. Oh no, stop! Must say something, stop!
Let me guess. Juror number 5.
Irregular communications officers aren't as lowly as you're being led to believe. A team of us are responsible for setting up and testing the telegraph used by the Ministry, and Mr. Creighton's the team leader.
That's fascinating. Got him.
Creighton's a highly skilled operator, stop, currently in presence of idle, stop.
So you had access to equipment used for these confidential communications, Mr. Graydon?
What of it? The transmissions are always made behind closed doors so they can't be heard. And in any case, all messages are sent in ciphered. Normal employees couldn't possibly understand them. Oh no, stop, must say something, stop. Mr. Graydon regularly attends meetings with Ministry technicians and Ministry communications team. He assists them in ensuring that there are no errors in important international communications. He's received the top prize at the cipher cracking convention 5 years in a row now.
That's fascinating.
Graydon, a highly skilled operator, stop, currently in presence of idle, stop.
We thought idle would appreciate it if you keep your mouth shut.
She really should pick her idols more carefully.
Oh, I tell you, the lawyer's accusations are completely unfounded.
I don't think so. I will press this. I will press this.
So with a brain, that would be blatantly apparent on listening to that music box for even a few seconds.
Of course, of course. Surely it can't be that my learned friend is unfamiliar with Morse code. Ouch, he looks genuinely shocked at my ignorance.
Ha ha ha! I'd be more than happy to demonstrate the basics for you, sir.
A lesson here in court?
Morse code's a continuous series of 2 distinct tones.
Tones, you say?
Yes, a short dot and a long dash. By combining those in different ways, you construct letters.
I see.
For example, this is A and B. But when you listen to the sound produced by this music box, you only hear one tone, don't you?
But it sounds so similar, the rhythm of it is the same in everything. But there's no discernible meaning to this apparently random sequence of sounds. So your assertion is fundamentally flawed. This is not Morse code. No!
Ha 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 ha! Really, you shouldn't be so surprised. What did I tell you? That music box is nothing but a worthless piece of scrap. Perhaps you might consider studying your subject matter before casting aspersions in future.
Stop. Nothing to say but stop.
Oh, it's so frustrating, isn't it?
Iris?
I mean, if the government secrets were somehow being leaked using the music box, so many other things would slot into place so nicely.
Could there still be something I haven't considered? Would it really be impossible to use the music box as a playback Morse code? We give it a try. There's still every possibility this music box is instrumental in the leaking of government secrets. That's the belief of the defense, at least. Does it please you in some way, my Nepalese friend, to repeat the same line of argument ad infinitum? It's already been established that to be Morse code, 2 tones are required. Dots and dashes. Yeah, I'm well aware of that. Then what?
Well, it would appear the defense's hypothesis to put forward. You had better present your idea at once, Counsel. How do you propose that this music box, which appears to produce only a single tone, could have been used to decipher the secret messages into Morse code?
Alright, click the button on the bottom of the box. Oh.
What is it, Bruno?
I've just noticed something about this music box. Looks like the bottom of it opens up as well.
Oh, you're right. Well, come on then. What are you waiting for? Let's open it.
Alright, then here goes.
Look at that. There's another movement on the underside.
So, does that mean you can set another disc to play back on this side?
Yes, I think so. It looks like the 2 movements are linked together.
They're linked.
So if you had 2 discs, they would play back at the same time.
Got it!
Good gracious! What am I looking at here? Another movement on the underside of the music box?
What? It appears, my lord, that the 2 movements are linked together. In other words, you can put 2 discs in this music box, and the sounds of both will play back at the same time.
Good heavens!
As the court has just heard, Morse code comprised of 2 tones, a short dot and a long dash. With a second disc in place, this music box could be used to generate Morse code and convey a message. That's actually kind of nuts. It's kind of crazy, actually.
This is beyond a joke.
I'm sorry?
This poor excuse for a lawyer has absolutely no evidence to support his claims.
Though, of course, if my learned friend were able to present the court with a second disc, that would be another matter. Well? I can't at the moment. And may I remind the court that, as the witness has pointed out, he was not the one in the omnibus with McGilded 2 months ago, striking a deal over the disc or discs.
Indeed, that was Mr. Mason, the brickmaker.
Exactly, I had nothing whatsoever to do with it.
I don't know, though.
Though it has holes, I must admit the argument presented by the defense has much promise. I believe the cross-examination should continue.
The link between Graydon and the victim of the omnibus must be cast there somewhere, but I haven't found it yet.
Oh dear, it looks like you need to give your argument more strength, Bruno.
Your reiterate your testimony, if you please, Mr. Graydon.
If I must, then I maintain exactly what I did at the start of this pointless cross-examination.
Alright, so what we say, we're pressing statement 4 and pursue Ringo Skulkin. So,
That's it, yeah, who else, yeah? Silly me thought he was just popping over for a nut after all them years, but the brother had a dodgy job for us. Hey, Ash.
let me stop you there, Mr. Skulkin. After all them years, you say? Do you mean to tell me that Mr. Graydon's an acquaintance of yours?
Really sociable kind of baddies, you know. Sure, let's say Graydon's in old China.
Hey, you got something to add, little boy? Something wrong, Mr. Skulkin? No, the other Mr. Skulkin.
What, who, me?
When your brother was testifying just now, he said something that seemed to cause you to react.
Oh, I was just remembering the old days, that's all. We used to have a royal laugh together way back when.
Together with Mr. Graydon, you mean?
Yeah, with Ash, I mean. You look at him now in his fancy whistle and flute and you wouldn't have believe it. But when he was younger, he was a poor part of tangent glass.
Is that so?
But he was always a leery one. He had the brains, he had the savvy. Always coming up with smart ideas like what would never have gone for our heads. God blimey, ain't that the truth? Remember Milverton and Skulkin's milk run? That was a cork, eh?
Milverton? Save it until after the trial. Your reminiscing has no place in this courtroom. And neither does your fruit.
Oh, the geezer asked us a question, didn't he? And we was answering. Yeah, we ain't done nothing wrong.
Nevertheless, the court is not prepared to accompany you on your trip down memory lane. Counsel, can we please turn our attention back to the testimony, please?
I don't know. Could that sentimental story be relevant somehow? Let me add it to the testimony. Let me add it to the testimony and let me press him on it.
Yes, counsel.
The brother's last sentimental statement contained vital information relating to this case.
Very well, counsel. I will permit the brothers to supplement their testimony with that detail. Briefly, I hasten to add. Say no more. Skulkin's never skulkin'.
Alright, bro. Milverton and Skulkin's Milk Run. I was gonna press that one regardless. I'm sure I'm gonna regret asking, but what exactly was that? Some kind of business?
Just a little scheme we had going back when we was youngsters. A bit of fun, really. To have a fresh meal to the locals, that's what it was all about.
Sounds alarmingly legitimate. There must be a catch.
It was human milk.
Suppose since we're here, I should ask them to elaborate, but on what? So the business name is what I want to progress the story. So this business was just a bit of fun, you say, and it was just yourselves and Mr. Graydon involved?
Yeah, that's it.
Milverton and Skulkin's Milk Run, was it?
Yeah, that's it.
And where did the Milverton part come from?
right, I thought a clever call was like...
Hold it. Enough of this. How much longer are we expected to listen to this drivel?
Objection. Shut the fuck up. Let me guess. You don't accept anything these two witnesses are saying? Tell me, why is it that it was only at the mention of the name Milverton did you decide to interject?
Because well... We weren't happy as James the one came from. Yeah, his old man was struggling for money so much, his wife walked out on him. She took the name Graydon, didn't she? But that's always been Milverton to us.
What? Milverton? So that used to be your surname, did it?
Of course not. This is old Buncombe. I've been a Graydon ever since I was born. Do you really think you can rely on the testimony of those two thieves,
You're a communications officer attached to the civil service. As such, your personal details will have been thoroughly checked at the time of your appointment. It would be a very simple matter to subpoena those records, Mr. Graydon.
Oh!
Well, it would appear that Mr. and Mr. Skulkin's testimony has been reliable for once. You were born Ashley Milverton, then. Is that correct?
Very well, yes.
We're progressing. I'm just letting y'all know we're progressing hardcore. So Ashley Graydon was once Ashley Milverton. That information could change things. Oh, wait! Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Details of victim. Mason Milverton. Is that why they only referred to him as the thrice-fired Mason? Because I saw it said present the McGilded case notes, and then I didn't read from there because that was what was in bold, was just that. Wait, that's actually insane. I thought his name was thrice fired and his last name was Mason. All right, hold on. Let me get back to the thing though. Let me get back to it. Hold on. Let me get back to it. So on statement 3, let me present that.
Objection!
Yeah, we're good. Mr. Ashley Milverton, tell me, why did you try to hide your former name from the court?
Because I haven't gone by that name for years. It means nothing to me.
No, I don't think that's the real explanation at all. The truth is, you had a reason to hide that name.
Explain yourself, please, counsel.
I have here the notes from the omnibus case, my lord, and as we all know, the victim, the man who we know and who we now understand to have been negotiating with Mr. McGilded.
Yes, Mr. Mason, the brickmaker.
That's right, only Mason wasn't his surname at all. It was his given name. His full name is Mason Milverton.
Milverton? Do you mean to say saints alive?
Mr. Ashley Milverton, is it not the case that the brickmaker, Mr. Mason Milverton, was your father?
I don't...
As I believe I mentioned earlier, your family history will have been thoroughly checked when you joined the civil service, and it really would take no time at all for the court to subpoena those records. The truth is, you could have been illegally acquiring highly confidential government information and selling it to McGilded in collaboration with your father. Yo, I got his ass. Also, we're not pointing at him. We're pointing at the other guy. At fucking Lord Van Zeeks. The new facts and evidence unveiled by the cross-examination of this witness all come together to reveal the truth.
The truth, you say?
That you collaborated with your father, Mr. Mason Milverton, in illegal dealings with Magnus McGilded.
By the dint of this music box, you mean, counsel?
Yes, stealing information being sent in government communications and selling it on to McGilded. Mr. Graydon concocted this elaborate scheme using 2 music boxes discs to encode the information. And presumably, a safety measure against the information falling into the wrong hands.
And a very effective one. I shouldn't have given the scheme any credence whatsoever.
But the deal with McGilded went sour and the brickmaker met his end. Yes, but before he was arrested, McGilded managed to temporarily dispose of the stolen disc at the pawnbroker. Then, having learned of the situation, you appeared at Windibank's 2 days ago. In an attempt to recover the 2 articles, McGilded had placed in pawn there. But that attempt failed. One of the discs was seized by the police, and the other you never found. So that same night, you enlisted the help of the Skulkin brothers and broke into the pawnbrokery. This time, determined to recover the second disc.
Are you suggesting that the second disc was inside the music box?
We never knew nothing about that.
On the night that Mr. Windibank was killed. Oh, so he just got the disc. The intruder to the pawnbrokery touched one item and one item alone, the music box. Oh, shit.
Rather ingeniously demonstrated. Let
me try again.
As rather ingeniously demonstrated using the 2 prints from the security camera indeed.
So the question that naturally begs answering is this. Why was only that one article disturbed? The answer is obvious, because it contained the second disc, which the intruder was desperate to retrieve. Since, if it were to fall into the hands of the police, it would be proof of high treason. Oh. Well, Mr. Graydon, do you deny that all this actually began on that fateful night 2 months ago? Is he going to admit it? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z Kai! Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.